Hello, my name is Louis D. Condrick. Welcome to the Peas. Plants, poetry, people and places, and prayer. Today we're going to be talking about perennial flowers. This will be part one of a two-part series on the plant flowers themselves. There are a lot of plants to talk about. Let me begin off by giving the definitions what annual, biannual, and perennial are. An annual is a plant whose time of life is 1 year or one season, one growing season. Plant to seed to bloom, fruits, and then dies. Many annuals reseed themselves. Biannual, a plant that requires 2 seasons of growth to produce its flowers or fruit. Perennials, which we're going to talk about tonight, grow more than 2 years, used for a new plant that dies at the base seasonally, but produces new growth the following season. So the top part of it's going to be all brown and dead, but the roots will be alive. Following year, it lives year after year. Eventually, it could die with time and age, but perennials live a pretty long time. In fact, many perennials you got to split eventually and divide in the garden itself, because they'll take over a garden. Now, I'm going to talk to you about different perennials. The yarrow, well drained, moderate soil, flowers white, pinks, yellows, and reds. Height's about 5 feet. Likes full sun to partial shade. It's a very long bloomer. It makes very good cut flower. Fern-like leaves, fragrant leaves. It's a member of the daisy family. Hollyhock likes well-drained soil. pH anywhere from 6.0 to 8.0. Actually, can live in alkaline soil. Partial shade. Flowers white, yellow, purple, red, and rose. Long bloomer. Height 6 feet. Could be considered a biennial. Anemone. Fertile soil, full or partial shade plant. Flowers white, rose pink. Heights up to 3.5 feet. Flowers summer to fall. Culebine. Well drained soil. Full sun, partial shade. Flowers blues, pinks, reds, and yellows. Height up to 3 feet. Fern-like leaves. Lives in any type of soil, but should be well drained. Full sun. Wormwood, also called silvermount. Heights up to 8 inches. Silver foliage with small white blooms in it. Butterfly weed, or also known as milking weed. Well-drained soil, sandy soil, full sun. By the way, this is a flower that lots of times butterflies will lay their eggs. Flowers orange, red, yellow, and yellow heart. In other words, the center of the flower, it's yellow. It's drought resistant. Lily of the valley, spring flower, white bells. A ground cover, beautiful plant, very fragrant. Likes to live in shaded areas. Japanese spurge, also called pachysandra, is a ground cover. Small white flowers, well drained soil. Aster is a flower, white, blue, all have orange yellow centers. Heights up to 4.5 feet, well drained soil, full sun to partial shade. Blooms late summer into fall. They could fill in a garden in the back area. Astelbe, mostly moist soil, full sun, partial shade. Flowers pink, red, white, height up to 3 feet. Fern like leaves, good combination with hosta. Could live in semi shade. Basket of gold. Flowers well drained, full sun. Yellow, the gold yellow color. Height 1 foot. Dwarf plant, blooms early spring. Lives in any type of soil, full sun to partial shade. Campanula. Flowers blue, purple, white, height. Full sun, partial shade, up to 4 feet high. Bell-shaped flowers. Coreopsis. It's one of my favorites. Is Coreopsis. It's a very good butterfly plant for a butterfly garden. Moist, well-drained soil, full sun, partial shade. Flowers golden yellow flowers. Height from 1 foot to 3.5 foot. Blooms early summer to late fall. Great again for a butterfly garden. Delphinium. Good drained soil. Should add compost. Full sun to partial shade. Flowers pink, blue, and white. Heights 2.5 feet. Blooms in June. Dianthus, also known as pinks. Well drained soil. Full sun. Height up to 1.5 foot flowers. Rose, pink, red, white, salmon, or yellow. Fragrant. Leaves could have a tint, a silver bluish green color in them. Chrysanthemum. Every color except blue. Plants need good drainage, flower in the fall. They're a main flowering plant for the fall. They come in single or double flowers. Shasta daisy is in a chrysanthemum family. Shasta daisy could get 16 inches high. Bleeding heart. Flowers pink, red, white, height 2.5 feet, heart-shaped flowers. Partial shade to full sun. There are dwarf bleeding hearts that are 12 inches tall. It likes humus-rich soil. You need to divide this plant every few years. Digitalis foxglove. Flowers purple, pink, white, red, yellow, bicolors. Spikes in bell-shaped flowers. Well-drained soil, rich in humus. Full sun to partial shade. Echinacea. Where do they get the medicine from? By the way, echinacea is very good for your lung area. That's a COVID-19 tip. Purple coneflower. Flowers white, reddish, purple. Native American plant, height up to 5 foot. Soil needs good drainage, rich in nutrients. Could live in common soil too, shade to full sun. Blanket flower. Galeradia, height up to 3 foot, yellow or maroon centers. Very pretty plant, very pretty. Well drained soil, full sun. Baby's breath, flowers white, height 3 to 4 feet, rich, deep, well drained soil. Linton rose, Christmas rose, flowers white. Contrast the pink, green, purple. So flowers are white, and they also have a contrast one that's pink, whitish green, whitish purple. Heights up to 3 foot. Daylilies, flowers yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, melon, lavender. It's a good spreader. It's a good crown cover. Easy to grow. Full to partial shade. Corabelles, flowers white, pink, red. Height up to 2 feet. Soil well drained, rich in nutrients. Rock cress, flowers tiny, fragrant, white flowers, moderate soil, pH, slightly pH to alkaline. Used many times in rock gardens. Full to partial shade. Clematis, vine type plant, good drainage, rich soil. Be careful if you cultivate around a clematis. You could damage the roots and kill the plant easily. Likes full sun to partial shade. Now, the poem I'm going to read you is called A Tree and a Flower. A tree and a flower, two different kinds. They all work with a single mind. To keep the earth both lustrous and green, to make the air fresh and clean. The tree breeds two distinctive ways, exchanging gases for many years, 365 days. The flower brings beauty to the world, cross-pollination, a seed forms that is hurled. All this is done to keep the species alive, to the wonders of the bee and its hive. Finally, I ask God, for my sake, for me to see trees and flowers when I awake. And that was A Tree and a Flower. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about the peoples and places tonight. We don't only have to make America great again. We should make America fair again. All right? And that's my big thing. Making America fair again. We need to outlaw all these scams, stop lawyers talking fast that we can't understand their disclosures. Lawyers manipulate the law and it destroys the common person. Lawyers are slowly destroying this country. No more large containers, 1/3, 1/2 filled with air. Have more government officials stop lying to us, telling us half truths. We need to know the truth, and we need to make the country fair again. My prayer for tonight is, good Lord, please bless people, especially the senior population. Bless people who are targeted and taken advantage of. Educate and increase people's wisdom. God bless. Amen. Thank you. Goodbye. And God bless.